You're listening to the Rapley's Fusion Podcast.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wait.
I got the critical drinker to break character, so that was funny.
So I'm joined by Rhianna Hurst, who is my fellow judge. She plays Judge Anna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. So, first of all, I remember casting someone called Saba in this role.
Yeah.
And she couldn't make it. She had some personal issues, and she said, you know what, I met someone which I think would suit this role to help you out a bit. And you came in like as a replacement. Yeah. And it just really worked. And tell me a bit about like your first reaction to this film and taking on this role.
So first of all, I want to say that Saba, she's an amazing person and I love her. So I'm so grateful that she like recommended me. And it just like all of a sudden happened. So obviously I'll jump at the opportunity to be on a film or TV show or anything. Especially like having a speaking role, like it meant so much to me. So like meeting you and getting in contact with you was obviously really amazing, and then like seeing your passion for it and then reading the script, I was just like, this is so sick, like I have to be in it. That was literally my thought. Like, I know that's not the right word, but like I just thought it was so cool, so I just like obviously jumped to the opportunity to be in it. And yeah, I was just so happy to be in something with such like talented people as well, and just people from the community, because I know I'm not from like Coles Hill, but I'm from Birmingham, so it obviously meant a lot.
You've been in other things before. Your mum's an actor as well, isn't she? So
yeah, she is.
Yeah, tell me a bit about that.
Oh my god. Wait, she is the most amazing woman I know. First of all, she's amazing. She was in Leeds today, like doing some more headshots, and she just gets so much work, and I find it unbelievable, because I had originally wanted to do acting and she didn't, but she just signed up with an agency not expecting anything, so she sort of tested it out and she was like, hey, why don't you join it? So I was like, oh okay, yeah, because I'd always wanted to do it, but I sort of inspired her, but she also inspires me, so it's like a two-way thing. But yeah, no, she does so much, it's unbelievable. She does like things every week, and it's just so cool. Like we started it, when did we start? 2022 together. Okay. So yeah, we filmed not long ago together as well, a few weeks ago, so that was fun. Yeah, well,
that's actually more recent than I expected, to be fair.
Yeah.
Because I know that she's always seems to be busy, and the great thing about your family as well is they like give you a lift to the location, like they're really sort of helpful. So
they're so amazing, they're so like open, and like I'm like, oh, can I go do this job? And they're like, yeah, we'll take you. And I'm like, really? Unless it's like Leeds or something, because Leeds is like 3-4 hours away. So yeah.
Tell me a bit about your previous roles, like before the Cheerleader and obviously after as well. I know you did some like in the background of some shows on TV, but yeah, just tell me more. I know you've been on stage recently. That was really interesting. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh gosh, I'll talk about like the roles I've done before. So I've done mostly adverts. I'd say like I've had a few speaking roles in some adverts, which was really fun. My first one was the first advert I got with the speaking role was 2024. So that was my first speaking role like on camera, which I was really happy to do. And I'd always wanted to do like screen. I'd never thought about doing theatre. So the fact that I was in a play a few months ago like just blows my mind. But I've done like short films as well, but that's mostly in uni. So like a few uni things. I did like an Uber thing not long ago. It's just like a learning video for drivers and stuff. That was a speaking role. But yeah, I've been on the background of like a lot of like student things. Like, you know, like where you're playing a student, so where I'm playing a student, because yeah, I look like a child sometimes, but yeah.
But yeah, you're very small, so it makes me look like a giant in the film.
Yeah, no, it's embarrassing, but it means I'll have roles hopefully for a long time. Shall I talk about stage?
Yeah, like I
want to get into that.
we watched the John Pegg's play. So I watched the first one because I was wanting to reach out to older actors for the roles of Deirdre and Iain. And like they introduced me to the drama group, and John Pegg does some great plays. He's such a good writer, and went to watch that together. And you said, I'm going to be on stage soon. So I'd be curious to know how that went. As part of your school, was it?
Yeah, it was a uni production. So the play that we saw together was I really enjoyed it. And I think it gave me more of an insight because I hadn't watched much theatre previously. So I think it gave me an insight as to how much fun you can have on stage. And sort of not everything's like, it is nerve-wracking, but at the same time, having an audience, I found out really does help. As opposed to like on camera, because everyone behind the scenes is doing their job. They're not necessarily like reacting to what you're doing. They're just doing their job. But an audience is there to watch you and to sort of react. And, it really does help. So our play was called Incognito, and I played Margaret. And like, I don't know, it was my first play. So I was just so happy because I got the role that I auditioned for, which I was really happy about. And she was just such a lovely character. She was quite tragic, but I don't know, anytime I think about it, it makes me cry because it genuinely meant so much to me. And the rehearsals, they were very difficult because there was a lot of like going back and forth, but everyone in the play was amazing. And all of the actors that were involved, they were all so amazing. And every single time we watched the play, I watched on our performance day, I watched the play twice and I cried both times. Like every single time I watched that play, I couldn't do it without crying because it genuinely was just so like, it was heart.
Do you mean
the word?
Sorry, do you mean you watch your own performance back, or you watch a version of it?
Because there were two casts. Our class was like, because our class was quite big, it was split in half. So like half was cast A, half was cast B. So I watched cast A with my other friends like perform, and it was so I was cast B, so we performed second. But let me think about like how we did it. So I think where it really started to come together was after Christmas. So when we returned from Christmas and we did the tech week, that was when it really started to come together. And it was when I could actually see the vision, because our director, he was originally saying like he wants all of this stuff, and I was like, wait, what do you mean? And because I'd never done a theatre production, I couldn't visualize it. But when we actually did it and did the lights and everything, it was just it was so amazing, like the colors, the music. And then I had to play the piano, but like I pretended because I can't actually play the piano, and it just took too long for us to actually learn it. So I think we cut that and just sort of had a sound effect where it looked like I was playing the piano. So all of that stuff behind the scenes was really cool.
I think you can kind of do use sound in a really effective way, because when like I went to watch that theatre production, I had some like sort of the same experience, but I wanted to be more involved in it. Just to push myself on my comfort zone a bit. Then once you get me on stage, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. So they said do the lighting. Yeah. Because the lighting guy's now on stage doing the acting. So I sort of seen, like I sit next to the sound guy and I sort of seen how he uses sound, and I guess you can get away with not knowing the piano.
Yeah, that is so cool though. No, you should definitely try like stage work, because like some of the lines that I had, my scenes were very heartbreaking because the guy that played my husband, he had amnesia. Well, not the guy, the character. The character. Yeah, the character had amnesia. So he would play the piano and I would play it with him to sort of remind him of the tune and help his memory come back, because we'd have the same conversation over and over again. So it would be like, hello Henry, every single scene. It started with that sort of thing. But he did get better, but I died in the play. So I do die in the play, but it's just so sad. What even was my point?
You're just talking about kind of the way it came about, and obviously you found it emotional. And I understand why now. It's like a sensitive subject. And
yeah, I remember what I was going to say. I was just going to say that a lot of our scenes, the play overall was quite funny, but a lot of our scenes were like the more heartbreaking ones, because of the whole memory thing. But some of the lines were a little bit funny. But doing the rehearsals, you don't realize that that's funny. But then when the audience comes in and they laugh at some of your lines, because they've got a little bit of humor and they laugh at your lines. And then like you sort of just have to, like, I don't know, I feel like the laughter really does help, because it shows that you're sort of not alone. Because when it was silent when we were doing our scenes, it was just really touching. But then sometimes they'd laugh and like I'd just be like enjoying it more, so I'd lean into that a bit more. I mean, audience.
You were saying about like how cool it is to have a live audience there. And what if they don't laugh, and it kind of makes you kind of feel a bit awkward on stage? Because I spoke about the sound guy sitting next to him, Bill, and he's got that little headset, like we both wear the headsets, and we're speaking to like one of the actors as they go off stage. And they're like, oh no, like the audience weren't laughing at all. I was really just thinking, what am I up there for? And how did you kind of deal with, did you get that extra bit of buzz obviously from the laughter? And I'd say it was a struggle.
Yeah, no, I'd say definitely, but I think the fact that our scenes weren't necessarily funny, like there were like people going like, oh, like you could hear them being like in a sad way, like they were like, oh, because our scene, like there was one point where like my voice was like breaking because I was so sad because I had to leave him, and and then he never saw me again. But like you were saying, the audience didn't laugh at that person. It is difficult, because then it makes you wonder, like, oh, am I not saying it funny? And like, is it not funny? Maybe I just thought it was funny. But I think you've got to remember that an audience is going to find certain things funny. Like, not everyone's going to find the same thing funny, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing anything wrong. But I do understand how it kind of does. It is a bit, a bit.
It's crazy how it changes.
I guess.
It's crazy how it changes from each show. Like one night it can be so much laughter, and then the next there's complete silence, and maybe sometimes you need just one person in there to start. Yeah,
just something. But the best thing is to just carry on, because if you got laughs before, like the day before, and you don't get laughs the day after, then it doesn't mean that it's not funny. It just depends on the type of audience, doesn't it? It can depend on like age, whatever. Because like, well, I'm not trying to. I'm trying to not make it sound like I'm judging, but I guess different ages can find different things funny as well. So you've also got to consider that.
There was like fart sound effects in our play. So when like Bill played that, there was a huge laughter one night, and he was kind of disappointed because like, he knew the maturity level basically based off that, and it was just kind of funny to see like people laugh at different points. It always changes. It's crazy.
I would have laughed at that.
I think the upcoming one, they've got quite a few sort of like silly jokes in there, but I think being funny is like a massive part of theatre, isn't it? And and being like really big, which is why that play helped me so much, because I was so screen and oriented, and that's the notes that I got from my director, that I need to make it more, like I need to be bigger. But because again our scenes were so sad, it's like I can't be like, but it did really help with that whole being bigger. So So tell me about the guy that you had to act with, and is that like, does he bring a better performance out of you, or what if he's, like, you've got to basically hope that he's a great actor as well, haven't you? Or
no, he's amazing. He is a really good actor. He is really good. I think the thing that helped was the fact that, like, I wouldn't say that we're like close, but I think the fact that we both respected each other and respected each other's boundaries, and we would also do, or the whole class would, our director would get us to do intimacy coordination, because oh my gosh, originally in the script we were supposed to kiss, but I think the director we didn't because I don't know, like I said that I'm open to it because I just wanted something different, and I feel like it would have really just again with confidence, and he said he was open for it, but I think our director was like, that doesn't need to be there, because it was a bit unnecessary in the original script. It was a bit like, why are they kissing? They can show ways of like their love through like gestures, hand movements. Like in the end, I like turn his head to me, because I reappear as a ghost sort of. So I turn his head to me, and that brings him out of the little mindset that he's in. But we definitely had respect for each other. We definitely had that sort of caring thing towards each other, and he would always make sure that I was okay. And there were so many times during the rehearsals where I would literally start crying for no reason, because the lines were so difficult for me to learn, because they were all so similar, but they only had a slight change, but they needed to be exact, or else it just wouldn't have the same effect. And he would just always be there, and he would always say that I've got this, and we would just always support each other. And I feel like for that, I'm so grateful to him for that, because he definitely helped me and encouraged me a lot. And because he's so much more confident than I was, it definitely really did help. And his performance would always make me like that much more upset, because it felt so much more real. So it helped my performance in embodying that I was truly like devastated for.
It's really cool to hear. Was there a point where you did sort of forget your lines a bit, or?
Oh my, you mean in the actual performance?
Yeah, because like when you're wearing a headset, if you're doing like the lighting and stuff, you'll hear like I forget the name of like the role, but they're like shouting the lines, like if they see maybe the character is stumbling a bit. Was there a point where you got to that, or?
I think by the end, I pretty much knew my lines inside and out, but I know that you still. It
sounds like it went pretty well.
Yeah, no, it went really well. We did 2 performances on the same day, so it wasn't as many as you'd usually do for a show, like if you were actually in a theatre. But we did 2 in a day, and the first one was for our actual assessment, so that was filmed and assessed, and that was the one that the teachers gave us our grade on. And then the second one was for friends and family. Oh my gosh. I didn't mess up because I knew how to like improvise the lines, but there were so many lines that went wrong. And you want to know something? My brother, he helped me so much with my lines, and we would sit downstairs and he would play Henry for me. He would be the role of the husband, but he's my brother. So that's, yeah. But he would read the lines and he'd be like, "Hello, my love." And he'd read them so monotone. He was like giving me no acting whatsoever. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But when it came to the performance, I got out of the performance and my family were waiting there for me. And then, about the lines. So so my family were waiting for me when I got out of the theatre. And then my brother goes, "You messed up on some lines." He was telling me that I messed up. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because he knew them so well, because we had practiced so much, and he knew them so well that he was like, you didn't get that right. And I was like, thanks for that. Like, not even a like, "Oh, you did well." No, you messed up. I mean, he did like say, "Oh, you did good." But like you couldn't tell, but there was an engagement scene where I proposed to him in the scene. And that always went wrong, because it was just so back and forth that it always went wrong. So I think he had improvised a line, and then I had played off of that. So then we got a bigger laugh, because we were just like, you're gonna propose to me? Oh my gosh. And it was it was a lot more funnier. But yeah, a lot of pressure maybe to know people there. Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Like in the crowd? Like your family there, and oh my gosh, yeah. My friend, she watched it, and she met me after, like outside the doors, and she goes, "Your parents were crying," and I was like, "Really?" Because it was the first time they'd seen me like properly act on stage, so it was like it was big. But no, everyone was so supportive. I can't say anything bad about it, because it was amazing. I still talk about it to this day, so I love it. It's your most recent project, isn't it? Like, probably the most recent bigger one. Yeah, definitely. So, how did the Cheerleader go? You go to uni where you're in like with these great actors, wanting to be actors and everything. This film's kind of independent. It's like, I'm not an actor, you know. Yeah. Was it similar experience? Just like, Yeah.
With Rupee. Rupee's a great actor.
Yeah, he's great. I saw him on Britain's Got Talent the other day, and I messaged him, and I was like, oh my gosh. But no, it was lovely getting to listen to his stories, and I feel like because you're so like the fact that you've never done acting before, you were really good and very professional, and I really appreciate that. But I feel like because your demeanor overall is quite like calm and very much like you're very
Well,
like
actually, our cinematographer was probably the calmest. Like that helped me out so much because I was just thinking, I hope this turns out good, and he was just really calm.
Yeah,
Harry. So
yeah, that definitely helps. But because like I saw that you were like that as well, it creates a very like relaxed atmosphere on set. So then all the actors are sort of like, not that they're like, I don't want to say relaxing, but like no one's like panicked. Do you know what I mean? So it creates a nice atmosphere that's easy to like work in an environment. Because I've been on sets where it's not like that, and it's been pretty rushed. So that was probably one of the nicest like filming days I've done. Probably that day. It was lovely. I loved it.
That's good to hear. And the impression I get is like the bigger the budget, the more sort of stressful it is, like with people.
Yeah.
With mine, like obviously there's money being put into it.
Yeah.
That's that can get stressful as well for me. But yeah, like how was it being like on the bigger productions, and how does it compare to like an indie film?
I haven't been on that like many.
You've been on TV. You've been on TV.
I was on Emmerdale. Went to Emmerdale not long ago, which is in Leeds. But like I'm not gonna like bad mouth. There's nothing bad to say about it. Like it was a great experience. But I do feel like on like Hollyoaks and Emmerdale, and I'm guessing it would be the same for like Coronation Street and EastEnders and like other soaps and stuff. They're probably the bigger ones that I've been on. But my mom's been on like, she's been on other like big films, but like she got a thing for, you know, the Peaky Blinders film. We got things for that, and they're making a new Peaky Blinders series. So anyway, hoping to get on that. But just in the background. But yeah, no, I feel like the people are obviously more concerned with the actual actors that are in it, and because I'm wanting to be an actor, it's sort of really difficult to get their attention, because when you're on a place like Emmerdale, you want to speak to the runners, you want to speak to anyone you can, you want to speak to the director, and it's so difficult to do so. So it's nice that if you meet like another supporting artist, another extra who already knows the people, like a guy I met when I went on Emmerdale, he knew practically everyone because he's been on it so many times, and he really helped me to sort of like grow confidence to go and speak to the person who was directing, or the camera woman, because it was just so cool to hear about their jobs. But their main priority is definitely the actors, and so being on a smaller thing like an indie project, they work much more closely with, obviously because I was an actor on your thing, on the Cheerleader, it was so much more like personalized. I don't know, like, do you know what I mean? Like it was just so much more like just making sure that like all the actors are okay. Whereas, but I don't know, I can't really speak from an actor perspective, because on Emmerdale I wasn't an actor, I was literally just in the background, or like Hollyoaks. So I guess if I was an actor on there, they'd probably like be the same. But yeah, I always look at like the actors and I'm like, oh, I wish I got treated like that, because it's like you could literally sit there and you could be like, I want an iced coffee, and they'll be like, yeah, iced coffee coming up, and everyone will start rushing, and I'm like, I want that. Can I get an iced coffee? Like we're doing like, you know, I know they have lines, but we've been there since 7 o'clock too. So anyway,
it's just like it's a common thing that I've heard of, like you get treated differently, which I think is kind of not. It's not great, but obviously I understand the reasons why and everything.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask you, because I think you were really professional too. I wanted to ask you about your outfit as well. Was that something that you enjoyed?
It was different. It's definitely not how I would dress, but I did really Yeah, just walking around with a bow tie. No, I did really love it because I took so many pictures that day. I took so many pictures, and I like just showing them to people, and everyone was like, "You look so cool," and like just walking around with a bright red bow tie, like it was so cool. And then, oh my gosh, having to wear the sunglasses and then like playing a blind person while actually take off my glasses, and I actually am like I actually can't see. So it was like, yeah, I got into method acting there. That's method acting.
Yeah, literally, for the people that don't know, like, you wear glasses, so you had to take those off.
Yeah.
And you basically couldn't see, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and it was dark as well. Like I was stepping up to the wall. Yeah, no, but the suit I had, the shirt was mine, wasn't it? Was it? I think the white shirt.
Yeah, I think the white shirt and the trousers were yours.
Yeah, and then the blaze. Oh my gosh, brings me back to secondary school blazers. But no, it was a change which I like, because obviously I love to dress up and I love like outfits and stuff. So any excuse to like dress up in different style, I love. So yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping like the outfits would kind of get people's attention, like catch the idea and intrigue them as well. I think that when you were taking pictures or sending them to friends, I think they're like, what's going on here?
I think, and then I was like, oh, I'm filming, and they were like, no way, and I was like, yeah, you should go watch it. I sent like all my friends like the link as well, so I'm like, go watch it. But I think the fact that we all had different colors, it was so like, it was such a like little change, because we all had on the set pretty much the same suit, but the little change of color definitely is eye-catching, because it's like, oh, they all have their different color, they're all distinguished, they're different from each other, even though they're basically dressed the same. So it was like that distinguishing key feature, and I like the fact that mine was red because I like that color. So yeah,
I can't remember, like, did you choose that color? I think you had the red nails, didn't you, on that day?
Oh yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, I can paint my nails red. So yeah, no, it was a nice red as well, nice and bright.
Yeah. So you also do a bit of modeling, is that correct?
Yes.
Is that something that you still pursue, and or is it just something, again, like you take the opportunities if you're asked?
I think it's more so I take the opportunities if I'm asked, because I don't like. There was a time, I think, when I was doing the cheerleader, there was a time when I was really, really into it and really passionate about it. And obviously I love to take photos and stuff, and I love to like just dress up in like nice bright outfits, outfits that you wouldn't necessarily like other people wouldn't like. I have so many different styles, so I just love being able to do that. But I think the fact that I don't really do it anymore, haven't done it in a while, well, not at least this year, because I don't know, I just feel like I'm focusing more on acting, art, just anything I can to be more creative. But also there are a few issues, because a lot of modeling agencies that have reached out to me, they ask me what height I am, and I'm like 4'11", and it's just they're like, well, we prefer people that are taller, which is fine, like fair, you know. But I would love to be a model, but
well, there's people looking for that size, I'm sure, but yeah, it's
maybe for kids' clothes.
So I wanted to ask about the painting as well, because this saved me from kind of going to find a separate artist, but I also wanted to showcase like people's other talents as part of the film. And like, you do these paintings. Have you always been a painter? And because one of your paintings is obviously in the film.
Yes, I have. And I've painted for as long as I can remember. No, I've been doing art since I was like literally like born. But I think painting more so, I got into it within like since I did A-level art. I got an A star. I loved A-level art. It was so good. And that really brought out my creativity. And then because I moved away from GCSE, our A-level art teacher was very much free with what we could do. She wasn't like my GCSE teacher who was like, it needs to be like this. Our A-level teacher very much encouraged us to use our own creativity, which really did inspire me. And I love to paint. I'm going to paint later, actually. But yeah, no, I've always painted. I love it. I would love to like do something within and use that, maybe like alongside acting even, because I just feel like, or even in my free time, like, you know, and then sell them maybe. But I'd love to use that. And the fact that, I think I said to you, the fact that I got to paint something for your film, it was just like that's literally what I want to do. Like, that is what I want to do. Like, I want to be able to create props and stuff like that. I want to be able to use that in the industry. So the fact that you gave me the opportunity, I was like, yes. And it didn't take me as long as I thought, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I love painting. I love doing anything. I love being creative. So it was like, yes. I told all my teachers about it as well, and that's how I got to design the I wanted to design the poster for our play, but that definitely did help. So
yeah, the cheerleader poster is also like, it's not painted, but it's an artist that's done it, and yeah, I mean, that's really interesting to hear. And I sent you like a few photos of the actors Abby and Tom, who plays younger Deirdre and Iain.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to paint like the way they looked.
Yeah.
And Abby straight away like knew the reference photo.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I was so scared because I was like, I don't know if she'll be offended. I really hope not, but oh my god.
So on Abby's Instagram, like, she has photos of her husband.
Yeah.
And you've basically just like painted Tom as her husband basically for the film. But she's a mature person. She's had so much experience as well, and adverts. Yeah. She's on so many adverts and everything filmed. So yeah, she understands, especially for a first-time filmmaker and independent filmmaker. Yeah, just like the effort that people appreciated the painting as part of the film. Like, it was an extra bit of something there. And Tom, we've had on the podcast as well, he called it beautiful. I sent you that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
No, it was so touching because I didn't expect that, because I don't know, like, I didn't know if like if she would be offended or even, but the thing is, like, I'm not good at drawing people. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, like if you don't get their face right, or even like a little bit off.
Yeah, like, I'm not. I don't know. I feel like I'm not trying to actually, like, I'm trying to do it good, basically. Like, I'm not making it look like that on purpose. Like, I don't want it to look like come across that way. But I don't know. I think the fact that I think it does look all right, but
no, it's really, really good.
I'm just not good at drawing people. Like, and then when you take a picture of it, it like inverts it, so then it looks even worse than it does in person. And I'm like, like, just when I thought I'd like done it all right, I was like, I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm glad that everyone was like okay with it.
Really happy with it. We're really happy with it, and we filmed it, but I wanted it to be in the room that, you know, like in the film, where like Zara looks through the window and it's there.
Yeah.
And the only negative experience I've had on making the film was the person basically in charge of hiring out that location. So we
I remember you said
we snuck in there, and yeah, I mean, the irony of that is she's a painter herself, I think. But anyway.
What? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, you told me this. That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, just people trying to make it a problem when it... Yeah, you don't understand some people. Majority of people, like everyone else, really supportive. And I remember actually the day that we were filming, like, I got a no that we could film in there. No, we can't. So I just went outside and asked the caretaker, and the caretaker said, yeah, you can do it. So I just showed up anyway, so...
I feel like if you get off, if someone's saying to you, can we use this to film? Like, when you jump at the opportunity to say yes, like, surely, even for like a few, you know, for like a few, like an hour or something, like, it's not.
Well, I was like just saying, like, it's a personal film, like, you know, and they just weren't interested. So sometimes you just get that. And
that's,
we had to basically sneak in after filming, like, with Abby and Tom, and we snuck in and like you came over, didn't you? And sort of met also the people in there. It's called the Warm Room, and
yeah.
Like, I just remember one of the guys saying, "What's your name?" And he said like Rhianna, and he said, "What, Rhianna the singer? Like we need a singer to."
Oh my gosh! I wish I could sing. I can't. We had to do
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say we had to do a singing assessment. Well, I had to do a singing assessment for as part of our course. But yeah.
Is that not something that you want to pursue?
No. No.
I mean, we've had someone before that was like saying they were trained in musical theatre, but they struggled with the singing side of it.
Yeah. Well, I think singing for me is better than dancing. Like, if you ask me to do any sort of movement, I'm like, what was that? Like, I can't dance. I would rather like sing in front of an audience than have to dance, because I'm awful at it.
Okay.
I have to learn.
So you couldn't be one of the cheerleaders then? No?
Don't. I mean, I would have loved that, but like, I'm just not good with like left and right, so it wouldn't have. Yeah.
So yeah, like we had to re-record some of the audio because like of how loud the leisure centre was. I think Harry, the cinematographer, like went round and asked like, "Can you lower the speakers?" I think they turned them up.
Yeah.
But,
they did, didn't they? Oh my god.
But yeah, like I kind of just go about things like where you kind of don't you expect that anyway. But anyway, like I had to get you back to re-record the audio.
Yep.
Yeah, like that was.
I bet you remember that, don't you? Oh god, that was. Oh my god, I was so bad at it. Oh, I was embarrassing.
It was really difficult to kind of, because to be fair, I was asking you to like speak the lines as you were.
Yeah.
As we were saying it. It was too hard.
But then you were like, mine's taken the longest time of everyone's, and I was like,
Yeah, like Josh got it straight away. Like but this is what he was doing. He was like, he was listening to it and then he was performing it. He wasn't even looking at the screen. And then I was like, look at the screen. So actually he kind of did it that way. And he was right to do it that way, because when I came to doing it as well, I was in the same boat as you, where this is tough. So, but we took a lot of variations.
Yeah.
But it's just something where,
and you can't even tell. So, like, you can't tell that it was dubbed, or is that the word, dubbed?
Yeah, dubbing.
Oh,
no, I think I have.
Don't ask me to do that again.
You know, maybe that was dubbed, but for the next thing, it's just like planning to film in a less noisy environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was my lines that were saying like, yeah, we could tell there's a bit dubbing there, but that's good to hear that as the main thing, really, because it means that everything else went smoothly and went. So
it did, didn't it? It was a pretty good day. It was a lovely day. I loved it.
I think I put it down to Harry, really, as you were saying, like people being calm.
Yeah,
he was really, really calm, and and I think the reason why he did it was to do something creative. He does weddings and so that was where we got fortunate to have him.
One thing I remember is you, oh my god, you couldn't get like your lines right, and then you kept on laughing. Well, I can't remember what line. That was so funny. Oh my god!
People can see that at the end of the film in the credits.
It was so funny. Oh my god! And then the eye patch that you were wearing. Oh my god, I can't.
You know what it is? I think
it was hilarious.
I was just standing there thinking, what am I doing? Like, this is great. Like, because you have that. You plan the film, and then all of a sudden it's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's kind of in a bit of disbelief that this is actually happening now, and now I have to bring it.
Yeah.
Just laughing and getting the giggles. So.
And then the fact that like you've never done it before as well, though. But I think it's all about like trying to sort of take yourself seriously, because sometimes as an actor you do the sometimes like the silliest things. Like at uni we do like goof around a lot, and we do have a lot of fun all together, but it's also all about like the support and, you know, being able to just be like, whatever, like I'm doing this, I'm saying this, whatever, like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. And that's I've definitely learned more about that, because before I would have like cringed so hard at myself, but now I'm like, you know what, whatever. Like there are
It's so
yeah.
what I was gonna say was like those are my favorite scenes, and like the best days with the best people are your favorite scenes in the film.
Yeah.
And it's like the memories kind of make the film better, because when you watch certain scenes back, it can be really well done and edited together really nicely, but it took so long. It was such a struggle. And you sort of go back to that point of like, this is so maybe stressful. So yeah, those are like my favorite scenes really, with you know, you and Rupi and everything, and the audience as well went pretty good. That was kind of just a quick one. And yeah, like making sure that even like people in smaller roles get like a line to say and get a memorable scene.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That was one thing that I appreciated, because like, you know, obviously I'm not like a big character, so it was the fact that like I still got like to have a lot of fun, because sometimes you can go on things and you can have the smallest line, but then they're like, oh well, bye, and then they just kind of forget you. But yeah. I
was trying to plan out like which lines, because I had a lot of lines to say, even a few were cut just because it was most natural delivery. Like one of my lines was because the blind judges was like, we met on a blind date. But it just never fit in there. It would have been funny to put in there, but I just couldn't, I couldn't figure it out.
Oh my God.
I took it out. But in the end, we like finished the film with your lines. Yeah, just because like, I guess you could do the film with those two mute, but it was just making sure that everyone that agrees to be a part of the film is getting something out of it. And yeah, exactly. So what are your future projects, and what is your dream role?
Future projects.
Well, you're still at uni, aren't you? So
yeah, I'm still at uni. I think in third year we're doing like a devised piece, so as long as everything goes smoothly, in third year I'll be like, I don't know what it is yet, because we haven't got to that point yet, but we are doing like a devised piece that will probably be quite big, and we're doing like films and everything, so that those will probably be quite big for the future, which I'm I'm praying, but I'll get there.
So you create your own film?
Well, I actually don't know, because we haven't really been told much, but I think it's like an adaptation of someone's film, and then we do like a short version of it or something. And then we also do like a devised piece on stage. So, and then we've got like the agent showcases. There's a lot coming up. And we graduate, but there's a lot more before that. But I'm in a Shakespeare play right now. Yeah, I've got a small role in it, which is nice, because I'm not good at learning Shakespeare at all. Like, it took me ages to learn the lines for Incognito, and that's in, modern English. So the fact that, I don't know, I can barely learn lines for Shakespeare, even though I did English literature, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just, why do they keep doing that? Sorry, like, Garfield is gonna fall. I have a plush of Garfield, he's gonna fall. Anyway. I'm in a Shakespeare production. It's called Love's Labour's Lost, and I'm designing the poster for that. And I've got like I feel like I've got a lot of things to do behind the scenes, more so than actually on stage, which hopefully I'm hoping for third year I get to do lots more on stage, because I really, really enjoy doing it. I really like it. I like the fact that there's an audience. I don't know, I really like that element. And wait, I was going to lead that onto my dream role, but hold on, I'll talk about Shakespeare more.
Or we can kind of like ask dream role on stage and then dream role on screen as well. Because, unless you don't know.
What you mean, like, do you mean like a specific role? Because I don't really have a specific, I know what I want, what sort of thing I want to be in, but I don't know like a specific role.
Yeah, like people have answered it differently. Like they can say like, oh, I'd love to be a recurring character on a show.
Yeah.
Or they can give like a specific of like, I want to play Batman or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I want to play Batman. No, I'd actually, Batwoman. But yeah, no, I'd actually love that. I think for me, I would love to be in a TV show. Like, I can't even tell you how much I want to be in a TV show. Sitcom.
Yeah, it's a common answer. It's a common answer that we get in.
Yeah, I want to be in a comedy of some sort. I really want to be in like a sitcom or something. I love sitcoms so much. I really like The Office, but I feel like like the the way that they used to do sitcoms before with like the laugh track or the live audience. I feel like that's sort of died out now, and they do more so like mockumentary type stuff without any laughter, and it's just like
the UK or the US one.
The US.
There's another one called The Paper now, isn't there?
Yes, I need to. I don't know if I'm going to watch it though. Anyway, I was watching.
There's going to be a season 2 of it, so I mean,
maybe I will. But I was watching The Office earlier. But yeah, no, I really like stuff like that. I don't know, like the fact that having someone that can make you laugh. I don't know. I just really like it.
Like a comfort show thing.
Yeah, I don't know, like, and hearing like laugh tracks in like older sitcoms, I really like it, and I like shows that don't take themselves too seriously but are also, actually like good. And
Mia Ward, our photographer, was saying like her favorite show was Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like,
oh my
she
god,
said it was a comfort show, so
yeah,
like that. But I just remembered our photo shoot that we.
Oh yeah, and then there was like a storm at the end of it, and we were all like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think
that was so fun.
Kind of ended a bit. I was kind of enjoying myself. It kind of ended a lot sooner than I wanted. But we got the photos. That kind of goes into your modeling expertise.
Yeah, yeah, it does as well.
What were you saying about your dream ambitions? We're trying to speak into existence.
I think just anything on stage, screen that's just comedic, like. I don't know. I love being able to make people laugh. Like, I know some people don't get to see that side of me because sometimes, like, obviously as an actor, you have to be a lot of actors I think are quite extroverted, but there are some introverts. I feel like I'm in the middle. It depends, like, it depends, like, like at home, like the whole neighborhood can hear me, but I feel like more so at uni, I am like getting there, but I feel like definitely at the start of uni I was definitely a lot more quiet, which is why I'm grateful to like the whole experience, because it has really helped my confidence a lot, and the people there are just so lovely and so amazing, and they're all really supportive. So I feel like seeing that support that I hadn't previously seen at like other schools that I've been to, like college, especially secondary school, like every ounce of confidence I had was gone, and I feel like I'm getting that back, and it's definitely become more apparent in the past like 2 years. So just anything, and obviously theatre has helped so much with that, like performing on stage. So anything. I
was gonna say, like as an introverted person, you're putting yourself in the deep end of like taking this role on stage, like it's out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
that's why you probably enjoy it so much, because it's like an achievement that you've done, and like majority of people might be extroverted, but it's like it's addictive for you. And so answer my question, please. What's your dream role?
What, like, do you mean like a character, like Scott?
I don't know, you know what, like I just said, as a part of this podcast we should have a recurring question for each guest, and to be fair, I think some people have avoided it. But I think you're just taking it as it comes along, and it's great to hear like you just seem up for these roles.
Yeah.
Like something like my film came about, and it was just like you fit straight in.
Yeah.
And obviously your uni at the moment as well is helping you get roles. So how's the uni like helping you with your acting?
Just definitely confidence, and we do improv as well, which it's not so much as intense as it was in first year, but in first semester, I can't even tell you how much I hated improv. I hated it. I know that everyone really loved it, and I think it was the fact that you just get to play around and be free, but I hated that. I hated not having a script. I hated not knowing what was going to come. And we have a sort of improv class on Monday. It's not necessarily improv, but we do sort of improv in it. So we did that on Monday, and we did like a improv version of a script that we just read, and I was panicking. I was like, oh no, but it was actually so much better than I thought, and the improv version was better than the scripted version that we did. So I was just like, this is amazing, like I can, so it's about like, I feel like the improv definitely helped me, and the teacher in first year even said that like he's noticed how much confidence I've gained. So I think the main thing is definitely confidence, because I never acted before. So they must have seen something to like have me in the uni, because I think a lot of the people have like done it before and like done musical theatre and stuff like that. And I just came from a background where I'm like, I've done art, and that was sort of it. So it was just a bit spontaneous, but I'm like, I literally can't imagine not having have done this course. So I'm just, I'm so grateful to all the teachers, because I feel like I'm waffling, but before, like I hadn't had that support from teachers like I have now, and I just like, I feel like I've found something that's really special. So finally, yeah,
that's great, because I saw something in you as well. So it's awesome. And who would play you? Which actor would play you in a movie of your life?
In a movie of my life. Are they? Wait, no, they've got to be older than me, because I don't know anyone.
Yeah, because like, it's like it can be anyone alive or dead. Yeah.
I don't. I want to say Zendaya.
Yeah.
But only because I think I love her, but I think because of the resemblance as well. Oh, what's her name? Oh, I'm gonna get the name wrong, because there's so many people that have the same sort of name. Hailey or Berry. I think it's, but yeah, no one. Yeah, shall I Google it? the little mermaid girl. She's She's cute.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's cute.
So that was amazing. Have you got any closing words of advice, maybe for people? Maybe like you said, the uni's really helped you like with confidence.
Yeah.
Just to end the podcast with maybe someone feeling a similar way, what would you say to them?
I would say that I think if like you're unsure of something, then I think you should just go for it, because that's literally exactly what I did. And also, if you want to be an actor or whatever you want to do, don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself, because I feel like embarrassment is literally a state of mind, and that's definitely what it was for me. So I'm a completely different person compared to, like, I'm not even joking, completely different person from like now compared to how I was 2 years ago. Literally like polar opposites, because I was like, I wouldn't even like want to go outside, but now I'm like, yes, let's, like, I'm so much more, I feel like alive and energetic. So don't be afraid to embarrass, like not embarrass yourself, but don't be afraid of embarrassment, and don't be afraid to be you, because I don't want to sound like cringe, but I like, yeah, just be just be you, basically. And if like it's like you're acting or you want to do acting, I would say just go for it, because you never know what can happen, and it can enhance your skills in so many ways, not just for acting, because obviously I've learned so much about acting, and about all the what are they called? All of the, what do you call them? Practitioners. All of the practitioners. We've studied all the techniques and stuff, which I did know about before, but it's definitely helped me to embed that in my work. But also it can help you in so many ways. Like, I feel like it's helped me so much mentally, because they offer so much support for you, and just honestly, just go for it. And even if you don't want to do acting, the main thing is to be yourself and to not be afraid of having that confidence to drive yourself forward and what you want to do in your life.
Yeah, that's great. And thanks for your time today. And I hope to catch one of your stage plays, the next one.
You can come watch it. It's in May.
Yeah, I'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like what's next for you. And yeah, cheers.
Thank you so much. I've loved it. Thank you.
I'm joined by Todd Blackwood, the artist for the Cheerleader film poster. First of all, Todd, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Ethan?
Not bad. It's great to be joined by you and talk with an artist as well, because something that I wanted to do with a film poster was, work with you. And I remember my first, when I sort of learned about you for the first time was on Film Threat, Critics Court.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought, this guy is absolutely hilarious because you were doing like the sketch drawings.
Yeah, that's really funny. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So what was your experience? Like, how did that come about? Because Film Threat's obviously a big channel. It's been going for quite a while as well. So yeah. How did that come about?
I mean, it was a magazine back. It started in like the 80s. I mean, I read it in college. I actually didn't know who Chris Gore was specifically until I saw his interviews with Film Courage. Have you watched those? They're pretty great interviews with him. So I started watching, and I realized he was the Film Threat guy, and started watching his YouTube channel. And at some point, he mentioned that he was going to have a court sketch artist, or looking for a court sketch artist for this Critics Court thing. And I emailed him, or emailed the Film Threat website, and he emailed me back and was like, great. And I think he said we're going to start in a few months, and it was like a year and a half later. And it was very suddenly, all of a sudden he was like, you ready to go? And he had actually been emailing the wrong email address for like a week, but even then it was really short notice. So I had to make it up on the spot. And that was really fun. I actually have a background in comics, also, obviously, but also television. Doing, I worked for in stop action. Worked on an old TV show called The PJs with Eddie Murphy. You ever heard of that?
I'm a massive fan of Eddie Murphy, so I'll check it out.
You should. He had a television show at one point that was stop action. And I've been in and out of comics a couple times in my life and been pretty bad at it for most of that time. But the early on point, I didn't understand what storytelling was, if you don't mind the tangent, and the way that I learned was trial by fire by doing storyboarding on this Eddie Murphy show. And the thing that clicked for me was understanding how a joke works. And I actually think jokes are kind of like storytelling in a nutshell. I think it's the absolute best way to learn storytelling. And one of the side products of that is I became kind of a really good gag cartoonist. Like, that was my joke for a long time. Like, I would go to the bar with my friends, and I would actually, when they weren't looking, I would doodle something on a napkin and then sneak it under their head when they weren't. I was making sure they weren't looking. And then when they would turn around, I could get them to laugh. And it was interesting because I didn't realize this till later, that what I was doing was testing my material. Because I wanted to see if I could actually get them to laugh, as opposed to, oh, that's nice. My mom's going to like my stuff no matter what I do. But I want to see if I can get a genuine laugh out of somebody. So when Chris said he wanted a court sketch artist, I was like, I can do that. I love doing full-blown illustration, but I also enjoy doing like quick doodles that I can come up with. And that was really, especially if, it's Star Wars related. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's all Star Wars jokes.
Yeah. So, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it was like, you had to think on the spot. Is that correct? Because it was so quick and just really funny, like the visuals.
It was, but I have to admit that, confess that as time grew on, I knew, as I figured out, there were a lot of guests that I'd never heard of before. Some of them I'd heard of and I was a huge fan of, and others I'd never heard of before. But I started trying to think of gags beforehand and like writing things down, and I actually had like a little whiteboard of reference that off camera, so it looks a little magical, and there's a little it's not cheating exactly, but the gags kind of write themselves with that stuff. But it became pre-planned, because the biggest kick I got out of it was that a lot of times you would just see me scribbling in the corner, but you couldn't actually see what I was drawing, because I'm just not very good tech, but it became this thing where Judge Gore would be like, "Oh, what are you drawing over there?" And I would hold it up to the camera, and everybody would crack up. And it was kind of like how I used to test my sketches back in the day, or test my material. So I would hold it up and show it to them and see if I could make them laugh. And I got the critical drinker to break character, so that was funny.
Yeah, it was really good. Like, there's a few episodes, isn't there, which I highly recommend. And you already sort of went back a bit, but yeah, how did you get started into being an artist, and where did it sort of start for you?
It's an impulse that I have. I drew, and not just drew, but I drew comics since I was barely able to talk. I used to make comics for my mom, and it was mostly superheroes. I remember drawing bats flying out of a cave. So I think it was kind of a combination of watching Scooby-Doo and the Electric Company Spider-Man, if you are aware of that. That was I think pretty big, and also Rankin Bass cartoons. But I just had this impulse to draw stories. I didn't really understand how comics worked. I didn't even it took me a long time to figure out that they were even made by anyone in particular. And once I did, it was probably the biggest thing for me that kept me going was when I read Daredevil Born Again by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. It's just the truth. I mean, whether I like it or not, but that was a transformational comic for me. It's really unfortunate that the TV show is not following that storyline, because it's really important and brilliant. But anyways, whatever.
So one of the things I wanted to say was, when you did the Cheerleader poster, there was a church and flags in the background of it. And this is actually, part of the film. And in my town, like, the flags they've taken down now, but when we were working on the poster, and I sort of went out in the town and sort of saw the church and the flags, and I just thought, it's like seeing your drawing come to life. It was crazy, like just walking down the street and seeing like your sort of art was cool. It was just something weird. It's like seeing the Disney castle or something. Your sort of art made it just this like something out there sort of thing. So what's your like experience with doing that poster? Did you enjoy how it came out in the end? And yeah, like, what's the difference between like drawing real life objects to maybe something that's in your head?
Objects are fine, but doing likenesses of actors and actresses is tricky. That's really, really tough. So for me, it was all about getting the reference of the ladies in the cast and just trying to do my level best drawing of them. 'Cause it just, it can go sideways really fast. Drawing like generic characters in a comic book or whatever, like, I try to make them distinctive, but it's all kind of on my terms. So nobody's going to be upset if they see that and they're like, that's not what I look like. I have I'm assuming nobody reacted badly to their representation. No, hopefully.
They really liked it, and because I sort of said about like the likeness, you really captured the likeness. But at the start, you wanted to kind of go minimalist.
It's okay.
Minimalist at the start. So I just said, like, just go for their likeness a bit, just because, like, I think it would be cool just seeing themselves. And I think you nailed that really.
Well, and thanks for choosing to not use AI. I mean, because you probably should have.
I was going to come on to that because, like, my previous guest as well, Rhianna, she's a she does paintings, and like, I just wanted to support like artists as well. Like, it was cool to just work with someone. What are your thoughts on? Because my opinion is, like, I think AI is like becoming an easy tool to use, but I think it makes people appreciate artists more. I don't think they're being replaced. I think people are just appreciating them more. How's that experience for you being?
I got an AI app and I tried to use it like a year ago or something, and it just didn't quite work for me. I was just curious. I just thought I want to just see what happens. And I think that I used to do thumbnails for YouTube videos, and I think that's over. I think that's like single illustrations that are really goofy and whatever. Like
all thumbnails look the same now.
Yeah,
they're definitely going for sort of like a similar style, really, which I don't really think.
Yeah.
Are you saying like you've been replaced in that part?
Well, it was never a thing for me. I mean, I did it a few times with all my Film Threat Critics Court videos. I did thumbnails for them. That was part of it. And I think even they use AI now, but I kind of don't blame them. I understand. It's just easier for them to just do it that way. It looks weird real fast. I think it's probably a tool that will be useful on some level. My problem with it is that I don't understand how you don't go back and edit it. Well, there's all kinds of problems I have with it. It also just homogenizes things. But I can understand why somebody would look at an AI thumbnail and then see something that I worked really hard on drawing and think that mine looks boring in comparison. I don't think it's boring, but I also don't feel threatened by it. My comics, I just don't see AI comics ever being a thing because it's too specific. I don't think AI will ever understand how to tell a joke. It's possible, but I doubt it. I think that is one of those things that is uniquely human. It's that understanding of how to pull a rug out. And if it does tell a joke, it's based on some other, it doesn't come up with it itself. It's regenerated. I've heard it called digital mad cow disease, and I think that's pretty accurate.
That's a good one.
Because it's all feeding on itself. Not in a good way.
Yeah, like going back to like what I was saying, where like I just feel like creative people just appreciate more real people working on it, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, there's like photos on your Instagram with like fans and like they're taking pictures and you're at like a art display, is that correct? I just wanted to know more about that because it looks really cool where you've got like is it Nosferatu on the table and like people are sort of coming to you, and what are some of the interactions that you get from like fans of yours?
Yeah. I just did a show in Austin, Texas for a Nosferatu festival, which I of course did a Nosferatu graphic novel, so that seemed like a really good fit. And then I literally came right back and then left for Seattle to do Seattle Comic Con. And a lot of it was walk-up traffic, but it depends. There's a few people that I know, but it's really fun to see people walk by and something catches their eye and then they back up and they're like, whoa, what's that? I also do work for Popkiller. I don't know if you know about that. Popkiller is a Japanese retailer in Los Angeles, and they do T-shirts. And I did a Sesame Street Godzilla mashup poster. I
have seen this shirt. Yeah, you had a YouTuber wearing it as well. It was Odds Ones.
Oh yeah, lots of them. In fact, there are people.
Like, one of the most popular things you've done, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean by far and away, whether I like it or not. I was actually at Seattle last year, the year before, when I did the first one, and it just, as I was at the show, I realized it was like going viral online, and I've never had anything like that happen before. So this year when I was in Seattle, there were actually people walking around wearing my T-shirt. Wow. And I was like, hey, I did that. And they were like, oh my gosh. And they didn't buy it. They bought it from the retailer, not me. Yeah. And I know that it's bought from Popkiller for retail at stores and stuff. So that's cool. That's really fun. I might be one of the only American artists that they work with. I think it's all Japanese and European artists otherwise. So that's kind of flattering.
So they approach you to make that art, or did they sort of take it?
Yes and no. They asked to use. So what happened is my nephew and I, when he was little, were watching the old Godzilla movies, and they're like the really old goofy ones. And yeah, which I love. And he got a little spooked while we were watching Godzilla versus King Kong, which is kind of hilarious. But I had to be a good uncle and not laugh at him. So I'm like, but I thought it would be funny to do a King Kong Godzilla spoof like print. And I had all these other prints that of like Batman and Spider-Man and stuff that I just assumed people would gravitate towards. And by and far away, they loved my Sesame Street mashup poster. Like, it was a huge hit and really unexpected. But I wanted to learn how to make a book and book design. So the next year when I did a show, I of course made this little sketchbook in preparation for my Nosferatu project, which I didn't know I knew I was gonna do a book. I just hadn't decided on what book that was gonna be yet. And basically couldn't give those things away, and thought, well, I should. Obviously, I did something that worked, and I need to go back and make those Godzilla posters again. So I made the Big Bird versus Cookie Monster with like Bert and Ernie in spacesuits, and that like took off. So when Popkiller contacted me, they wanted to use that image. And then I believe after we kind of whenever I have a new one, they basically kind of, sometimes I'll complete it on my own. Sometimes I'll give them ideas and they'll be like, yeah, let's complete that one and go for it. So I did a Gamera versus this bat creature, which is the Count one. And we just released a new one, which is more of a Godzilla. Well, actually, it's a remake of the old Godzilla versus King Kong one. And I've got a Smog Monster Godzilla one coming up that I just have to find time for, because I'm kind of booked. So
yeah, does it get really busy then?
It can. Yeah. I mean, I'm a freelancer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of art that I do that nobody sees because it's, design work or storyboarding and stuff. I did some work for Steve Aoki, if you know who that is. That took a long time. That was interesting. Did
that come off the sort of Japanese stuff?
Yes, I believe so. Because I'd actually never stepped foot in LA before. And then all of a sudden I was having to go down to LA all the time, either for Steve Aoki stuff or Popkiller stuff. So that was cool that they're both basically in the same location. Yeah, that was interesting. But I knew that was the point where I knew I needed to make a book. And I became very interested in Gothic horror. And so that was when I set my mind to doing that Nosferatu graphic novel as like my start of that.
Yeah, I've got the crowdfunding, over $7,000.
Yeah, almost 8. Yeah.
So it's been a success.
Yeah, so far. I'm figuring some things out with as far as getting it published. Which has been an interesting journey. And there's some stuff I can't really talk about right now, but it's led to some really cool opportunities. But in the meantime, I'm working on a new book that came, again, very suddenly. That is, again, I have an interest in Gothic horror, and I'm doing a book called The Graveyard Gallery, which is all portraits of old turn of the century horror authors. it's just something I enjoy drawing, and so it became a thing that I'm putting together in a sketchbook, and I'll probably run a Kickstarter sometime in late summer or early fall. I'm kind of just making it up as I go along. But yeah, right now I'm almost maybe a third of the way done with it. It's just one of those things I do whenever I have time. I enjoy books. I'm a comic book artist, but I really love making books. That's what I love to do.
Yeah, so you started by saying like it came from jokes and humor. Is there any humor in the gothic horror stuff, or is it just a completely different task?
For the Graveyard Gallery, or just in general?
Yeah, for Nosferatu, is there any sort of humor in there?
Yeah. I mean, it's a recreation of the movie. A recreation of it's kind of a faithful recreation. Do you have a copy? Did I send you one?
No.
I should send you a copy of it. Yeah. So the first thing I noticed when I did it spur of the moment, I was looking at all these different old stories that were in the public domain. And the first thing that I wanted to do was something by H.P. Lovecraft. But anyways, when I set my mind to doing Nosferatu, the first thing I actually realized that caught me off guard was that it was a silent film. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to make a decision about how to write the dialogue exactly. And so what I did is I took the dialogue from the novel Dracula and basically transcribed anything that I started kind of trying to fit it in like a crossword puzzle. But when it comes to humor, I'm a really big fan of Fritz Lieber. Do you know who that is?
Should I know who that is?
Yes.
It's quite big, yeah.
I mean, no. I mean, everyone should know who he is, and it's unfortunate that people don't. He did a great book called Conjure Wife in the 40s. He's not just a horror guy, but he's one of the portraits I'm drawing. He is a master of dialogue. And the thing I love about his work is there's kind of he did this buddy comedy it's like Conan the Barbarian as a buddy comedy, and it's hysterical. And I think my favorite part about it is the dialogue. So I was constantly looking at, reading, thinking about how Fritz Lieber approached dialogue, and there's not much moments in Nosferatu for humor, but there's a few. So, for instance, the main guy who's not Nosferatu, Jonathan Hutter, finds this book put in a hotel room by a maid, warning him against going any further because he's on his way to Dracula's castle. And he's reading this page, and it says, "Do not say the name Nosferatu aloud." And then he's like, "Oops." That's obviously not in the movie, but that to me, I mean, that was straight up Fritz Lieber. It's not from anything specific, but that's the sort of thing that Fritz Lieber would do, this almost Shakespearean dialogue peppered with little jokes to like take the piss out of it. And I don't think that's easy to do, and I don't think that that's my forte or anything. But I kept thinking, I don't know how else to describe it other than saying that Fritz Lieber was, and I never would have guessed that. I never would have thought, oh, I should look at a bunch of Fritz Lieber. But once I did, it just really, I always think about Fritz Lieber because I enjoy his work so much. There's a lot of one-liners in his work that are really funny. I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but I quote a lot of Fritz Lieber.
Yeah, well, you kind of answered my questions, because one of them is kind of like, I mean, art just came to you, almost like you were born with it. But yeah, who's your kind of influences and like your biggest inspirations that kind of just make you realize that it's possible to do? Yeah, you've already touched on it really, but yeah.
Well, I mean, for one, you know what I used to do actually is I used to copy a lot of posters when I was a kid, posters, record album covers. So for me, a poster artist I can name is Bob Peak, if you're familiar with Bob Peak. He did tons of famous posters that you know, they weren't household names. I don't know how often they were able to sign their own work.
I'll watch this conversation back. I've got a lot of the people to sort of check out, and
yeah,
a lot of different.
Yeah. Actually, I am surprised if you saw Bob Peak's work, you'd be like, oh, that guy.
I'm just like I just only started getting into films around like 2023, and so that then I sort of made my own in like 2024, 25. So I'm still new to it.
Wait, say that again?
Like comedy stuff. So yeah, okay. I'm starting to get into more horror stuff now, which is kind of cool. That you sort of it's your interest as well.
Yeah.
So there is sort of stuff to check out.
Yeah. Did you say you just got into film in 2023? Like, what do you mean?
Just like watching films is like a passion, really. Like usually it would just like to just sort of watch it because like it's just something to enjoy. But when I started to really sort of wanting to spend time with films and like study films as well, just only recently. So yeah, it's there's a lot of that I haven't seen basically. So I'll basically just take a note of it and say that's on my list basically, and it's cool to have that. It's like still new though, so you're still kind of enjoying the sort of first time passion that you get for it.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised to hear that. I mean, what's striking your fancy? What are you watching that you're like, oh, this is really cool? Or is there anything you haven't been able to get through? Or
oh, you know what? Like, I think because obviously we live in a world where it's like all attention span and stuff. The old films that are obviously the classics, they are sort of slow, aren't they? And it's like things like Alien and that, like they're great films, but they are
depends
very.
On your definition of old. Yeah,
it's just a different sort of thing. But you have to kind of take into account the time period that it's been made in, and obviously how sort of groundbreaking it was at the time. But yeah,
it didn't. Well, I guess it seems slow. Our attention spans have completely changed. I mean, you know, one thing that happened when I was working in television that was a big deal was the Avid system of editing. So we went from literally splicing film together to digital editing. And I think that was a major game changer because there is a lot of stuff that's too slow. And a really good example of a show that was improved by that actually is the Batman animated series and everything Bruce Timm did back in the late 90s, early 2000s. There's like 4 seasons of Batman, I think. You ever watched any of that?
Yeah, is that Mark Hamill on that?
Yeah, as the Joker. Yeah. There's a very, very noticeable difference between the first couple seasons and then that last season. It becomes very streamlined, and I think that's both a smarter design choices, but also the Avid system kicked in, and I think he just knew how to utilize it because Bruce Timm's basically a genius. Just as far as that's hands down, flat out, my favorite Batman of all time is his version of him in Justice League Unlimited. I think that was where the definitive Batman for me really came on, and the one that everyone should compare him to. But yeah, that's, you know, what's really good to study actually for storytelling and design and everything is Samurai Jack. Have you ever watched much Samurai Jack?
I haven't seen
Genndy Tartakovsky, brilliant. Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, I learned how to paint by watching that as well. Because it's all like about shape.
If you watch something, do you watch animated stuff rather than live action?
No, I find a lot of the anime I love is brilliant, but a lot of anime is not interesting to me per se. The first one that really I connected with was Neon Genesis Evangelion. But there's just so much of it, it's hard to tell. You need recommendations, and Death Note's really good. I am not an expert on anime. I love manga. It's interesting. The stuff that I have gravitated towards has been really influential. There's an artist named Toru Terada. I'm probably getting his pronunciation of his name wrong, but he was somebody that did I was just learning to paint with using markers, and he did the marker guide for Copic markers. And at some point, I was just using it as a workbook, and then I finally was like, "Who is this artist? This artist's actually really amazing." And it took a little while to sink in. I didn't think about it at first. It seemed unremarkable. Now he's one of my top 5 favorite artists of all time, easily. And yeah, more people should know who that is. That's a brilliant artist.
Definitely. Well, do you have any words of advice for artists, maybe just starting to get into it, as obviously a freelancer yourself, who has some experience?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Coming to the end of the call, but it's been great discussion, and yeah, what's your sort of advice for people, if you have any?
Well, besides the technical stuff, I mean, YouTube is your best friend. YouTube tutorials, rather, I should say. But the most interesting advice I heard myself recently was I watched a documentary about Frank Miller, and Frank Miller has been just an unavoidable influence on me for all kinds of different reasons. He was asked the same question in the documentary, and I've read every interview with him I could get my hands on, and I perked up for a second because I was really enjoying the documentary, but I thought, oh, this will be interesting. What's he going to say at this stage in his career? And he said, no, he paused and thought about it. And then he said, know what you want. And I really think that is I know a lot of people that they want to do something, but they don't know what it is exactly. And I think even for me, there was kind of a wilderness years where I struggled because I kept thinking I could work doing superhero comics, which is basically work for hire. But the moment I asked myself, when you have a blank sheet of paper in front of you, what would you do with it if nobody was telling you what to make? And that was a more important question than asking myself than I had realized. I just kind of always thought, well, I'm going to let people tell me what to do until one day the handcuffs come off. But in this day and age, you're way better off coming up with your own material and not trying to get in line to do the next job on Spider-Man or Batman. It's great if it happens, but it's not. You really shouldn't aim for that. There's too much great independent material out there. And so for me, when I decided that, I realized that ghost stories, because I was reading ghost stories all the time, it's just this thing. And thinking, wouldn't it be cool to do an adaptation of some really good H.P. Lovecraft story? And then I thought, oh, wait, it's in the public domain. I could do that. Well, why am I not doing that?
Yeah.
So I think I answered that question for myself of knowing what I wanted. I thought, would I be happy doing gothic horror for the rest of my life? And absolutely. That, and there's an artist who I'll throw in real quick. There's another Japanese artist I forgot about named Kira Imai, who makes books. She's not a cartoonist per se. I'm not sure what she is. She's an illustrator. But when I started making books, I want to make comics that look like her books. So, but again, I know what I want now. So, I like making books. I like making gothic horror. I'm open to other things, and I'm really versatile, obviously. It's pretty funny going to shows and having on one side of your table Big Bird versus Cookie Monster, and on the other side Nosferatu. Yeah. That is a little bit of a clash of styles. But that's what I do. So
yeah, but you get fans from different genres and interests, don't you? And yeah. Well, it's been amazing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, I think they're fans of the work. I don't know if they're fans of me. I don't think I really have much to do with it. But I do think they really like the work, and that's why I do it. So yeah. But anyways.
No, but the crowdfunder's got a lot of money, hasn't it? So, I mean,
yeah.
Is that just from people kind of like finding it on social media, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's half people finding me literally just on Kickstarter, and the other half are social media, and I don't know how else they found me exactly. But you get to look at statistics. I was kind of surprised, but it makes me. It's worth doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kickstarter's pretty cool. Or crowdfunding.
That'll definitely keep you motivated, wouldn't it? To keep going. Is there any like challenging days, challenging times that you have to really like sort of focus and push through? I know that with filmmaking, like editing's really tough to sort of just sit there for hours and edit it together. Is that?
I enjoy all that stuff, even when it's like social media videos that I have to edit together. Like, that's fun for me. It's more like I have to make sure I lead a well-rounded life and keep up on all the other things that I have to do. So it's sort of like I get all my because I could easily get up in the morning and start drawing by 9 a.m. and then next thing I know it's 10 p.m. and you have to do other things besides that.
You have to eat. You have to.
Yeah. But I'm yourself. A lifer. Yeah, I'm a lifer. Like that. I enjoy that. So it makes me feel like I made the right choice. But yeah, comics is a really tough choice. It's hard to get into, but learn to make your own books and your own material, and hopefully you love it. I know I do.
Yeah. That's great advice. Well, I really appreciate it, Todd, and I'll definitely check out all the recommendations you've listed, and the Nosferatu stuff as well. I'm excited to see what's next for you. So, yeah, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Good working with you, Ethan. Let's do it again.